Hi, how are you doing? It's Jimmy here. I'm not sure what this video is going to be about actually. I'm just pushed the button and dived in. I'm trying to do a bit of forward planning. Yesterday I'd done a 400-mile trip to Boston in Lancashire to pick up my cushions for my seats. And I'm just working out what I'm going to do with them. But I'm just thinking the seat is going to go along this part of the wall. But I'm just thinking it might be a good idea to put the bulkhead in case it interferes with the wall. I think that might be a wise move. I haven't got a clue what I'm going to do for the bulkhead yet. So today I'm just going to start by taking off these trims and see what's behind there, see what I can anchor the bulkhead onto. So fingers crossed it goes well. I don't know. I'll see you later and tell you. Well, as you can see, I've taken the two side trims off and I've got this one loose, but it's not a lot of help. I still don't know what I'm going to do yet, but there's a 2-inch lip here on this bit here, and it feels like it's one piece, goes right to the front, and I can't get to the metal because of it, and it's 2 inches high, so it's taking 2 inches off the storage. So I'm thinking about cutting this off. Only problem is once it's cut, you can't stick it back on. I think I'm going to take a leap of faith and cut it off. I think I might have a cup of coffee and think about it for 10 minutes because I'm freezing, and come back, but I think it's got to go. Well, I drunk and I thunk, and there was no light bulb moments, so I've gone with it. I haven't finished yet, but I've cut the front off, and you can see there's a good 2-inch lip on there, so that'll give us 2 more inches access to the storage room. So I'm just going to cut along the edge here and then remove that, and then get my thinking caps on, see what we can come up with. Well, there's definitely no going back now, but just cutting that 2 inches off, it looks a lot more roomy, I think. So I think I've done the right thing. I still don't know what I'm going to do yet, but I think I've done the right thing. Well, a bit more time has passed, and what I normally do when I can't remember what I've filmed and what I haven't is I'll bring you up to speed with where we are. I've put a bit of a frame up. It's not all attached yet, and the plan is to have a panel here, a bit like the window, that will slide down to let the light in through the day and close at night, and to insulate the heat in the summer and the cold in the winter from the cab to the living area. It's going to be about there to about there and about that height. The problem is the seat sticks back further than anything else. So what I've done is, this blue piece of timber is the same width as the insulation board, which will be on the inside the frame of the panel that slides up and down. So to get to see where it's going to go and to line everything up, I've put that in, and it's really close. It's virtually touching the seat because I don't want to lose any more space. And that's about as far as we've got. I'll show you around with the camera in a second. A little tip for everybody: if you if you get a mental block and you don't really know what you're going to do next, which is what happens to me all the time, good way to get around that, get a cup of coffee and probably a bacon sandwich and just come in a van and stare at it. It might take a while, but inspiration always shows itself eventually. Okay, just a quick look round the frame. It's lined up quite nicely with the wall. When everything's in place, it lines up quite nicely, and that goes up in one piece. Unlike the other side, because never make the mistake that the framework and body of the van is isometrical. It's very rarely the same on one side as it is on the other. I don't know if you can see by that, but it only goes up to just above the height of the backrest of the seat, then has to tilt in. And I had to do a bit of creative joinery there to get it to come in, because it was gonna, if that had been straight, it was gonna end up about here. So we've got to put a bit of a bend in that, and you can see that is very near the back of the seat. It's just touching. As I say, this piece isn't attached yet. This is going to go in, and then we're going to have overhead storage in there. And so that's about it. So the plan for today, well, I think the first thing is put a kettle on, get a bacon sandwich, I think. Well, it probably doesn't look like I've done much, but you're forgetting about all the bacon sandwiches and coffee. I've put the two vertical strengthening pieces in to make the and the stop for the little window that I was talking about before. We've made the window, and that's to show you it with the insulation in, and that when the runners are in properly will slide up and down. Of course, it'll be better than that when the runners are in, the guides I should say. And I'm not a joiner, as you can probably tell, but it's coming on. I've also had to the two vertical supports that I put in, I've had to cut them around the seat as well, because it's a tight, to save as much space as I can. You've got to make it really tight. I hope it all works. I'm still making it up as I go along, really. Yeah, that's what we're up to now. I've just played that last little bit back, and I'm calling that a window. I'm probably giving you the wrong impression. It's not going to be a window. It's like a window, but it's not going to have glass in. You're not going to be able to see through it. It's just like a window. It's like a hatch. Just thought I'd better explain. Okay, I've just been finishing off the stud wall, putting the noggins in, securing the top. I think we need some insulation in now. That's my next job now. Piece of cake. That was easy enough. Okay, I've taken the stud wall out to put the thin board on the cab side. This is the cab side. This is the passenger side, top, driver's side. The sliding hatch goes in here, and as I say, this is the cab side. So this is all going to be carpet. Obviously not that. This is going to be carpet. The reason I've had to put a funny shape in here is the seat. The seat has been the fly in the ointment all the time with this. The seat, well, probably miscalculation by me, because I didn't want to lose any more living area space. I've made it so tight that I can't put the board all the way down, but it doesn't really matter because it's behind the seat. So looking from inside the cab, you can't see anything. Actually looking inside the cab, it looks quite good. I'll show you in a second. But I thought I would take this off now, take this stud wall out and do the panelling when it's out, because obviously it's much easier. And now I've thought I can't put this permanently back in until the carpet arrives, and that's going to be a couple of days. So I'm just going to do the fiddly little bits today, and then I'm held up by the carpet. More coffee and bacon sandwiches, I think. Possibly. Never mind, actually talking about a coffee, I'll have one now, and then I'll dry fit this and I'll show you it from inside the cab. Just before I show you the cab, I've put the stud wall back in just to see how it's fitting and everything, and that's what I was talking about, the funny shape being cut out. That's the seat, and it's still a wee bit tight, but the seat comes to there, so I can take another ½ inch off yet, and that'll make that a better fit. It's quite a good fit now. I've put a couple of guides for the sliding hatch, just temporary. Put them on there so that this works now. Hasn't been sanded, so it needs to be sanded, and I might put some candle wax or something on to help the slide. It's a wee bit tight, but it's a good fit, and that's it. Of course, you need the insulation boards back in, and then the front on, and I'm quite happy with that. I'll show you the cab now. Well, here we are in the cab. The first thing I did this morning was to put this centre trim in, and it's really quite good. When you get the carpet on this wooden boards, it's not going to look bad at all. I thought I might have to do some jiggery pokery to get it to look more neat, but I don't think it's going to take much. And something you often forget about looking in from the cab area. I know I did. You sort of concentrate on what it looks like from inside the living area, and forget about the cab. But there we go. Pretty much held up now until I get the carpet. Well, I'm stuck now. I can't do any more until the carpet comes. So I was doing editing last night on the footage that I've already taken, and it's up to around 15 minutes. And because I'm making this up as I go along, I don't know how much more is to come. So I think it's wise to put this out in 2 videos, and I'm really sorry I didn't want to do that. Another reason for putting this out in 2 parts is I like to release my videos on Sundays if I can, and I haven't released a video for at least 2 weeks. So I'll put part 1 out this Sunday, and hopefully the part 2 the Sunday after. So if you're keen to see how it all turns out, and I hope you are, next Sunday. Now, I know I said earlier that when you get a brain freeze and you don't know what to do next, a coffee and a bacon sarnie normally does the trick. Normally, sometimes it doesn't. And on this occasion, I'd like to give a bit of a shout out and a thank you to two YouTubers who don't know they've helped me, by the way, on this build. It's Terry from Man of Mystery and Mel from Mel's World. And I'm talking like I know them. I don't. I've just seen them on YouTube. And if you watch campervan conversion videos, you've probably seen them before, but if you haven't, they're very good, and get yourself across and see them. That's Terry of Man of Mystery and Mel from Mel's World. Thanks, guys. So I'll end this now, and if you want to see how this turns out, which as I say I hope you do, I hope to see you next Sunday. So thanks for watching, you take care.